we don't get a chance to see that instrument here very often. Can you just break down are they tenor, bass, alto, or are they all pitched the same? And explain briefly the manipulation of the right hand versus the left hand.
So what's the difference? It's
Yes.
in accordion. So
Thanks, Mike.
in accordion is like two keyboards, yeah. One on the right hand, the
Right.
second on the left hand, yeah. We have only buttons accordion, but the second most popular accordion is with piano keyboard, yeah, like this,
Right.
yeah, with keys. And what's interesting in accordion, we have two keyboards, and it's the same on the left hand and on the right. Yeah, we can double the sound. But it's the second way. It's the second way to play on the left hand. It's the name of accordion because we have some chords. Yeah, like minor chords. C major
In one button.
in one button.
In
Yeah.
one button on the chord.
But we have converter, and we have the same keyboard as in the right hand here. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, change it from individual notes to a chord on that side?
Yeah, this change the reeds here. It's
Ah.
inside, yeah? This converter change the reeds inside because a lot of reeds is in accordion. In professional accordions are 1,000 reeds inside, yeah?
Oh.
And the big ones, like this, the biggest one, and it's very low, like this. Yeah, the biggest one. And it's 1,000 and here. Okay. And this is the highest. Yeah, the little, very little.
And the same left hand.
Same in the left hand, yeah. The same.
So it's like two pianos in one instrument, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna let somebody else ask. But the keyboard setup, it looks. I'm looking at how do you find the keys on the left? You know, it's as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, bang on.
It's like a blind
It's like Braille. Like how
braille,
it's-
yeah.
It's marked. We have marked. C and F in the right hand.
I
Yeah.
see.
So we don't need to see the keyboard.
Yeah.
The left hand we can see. Yeah. If you want, but you can't see anything. So we have marked C and F. Yeah.
C and D.
C and F.
F.
F. F.
Yeah.
C and F. And I don't need to see this. Yeah. Because I know where is the C.
Did you all start playing? Did you start accordion first and then, or did you start piano and then go to accordion? Or
No, I used to play piano because we had to play piano in the music school. Every student,
That's
yeah,
obligatory.
had to play this piano. It's obligatory.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 years, yeah.
Chris, explain to them the difference of the three of you. One's harmony, one's we explain the difference in the
In trio.
We can play like orchestra.
Ah. Yeah, that's. I usually play melodies, right? Casper, as a second accordion, plays usually harmony, and Casper is like the bass.
But also I play melody.
Yes, but it's often rotated, right?
Yeah.
do you have to change? I'm sorry, Mr. Evans, last question. Do you have to change tuning? Do you have to retune them?
It's once to tune this instrument. No, it's like one for a few years.
Yeah, because it's
only
difficult.
in,
Yeah.
in
Make
service.
a tune.
And it's expensive, yeah?
And it's expensive.
And what is this reeds? It's a little batch of aluminium in the woods, yeah? And when in the air comes through to the reeds, it starts to vibrate, yeah? And we
Makes sense.
have a tune.
They all sound in tune right now.
The tune of this instrument is like $1,000 or
Yeah,
Yeah?
for everything. And it's
It's
1 week or
really-
five
yeah.
days, yeah? Because not of. So we always say accordions is always out of the tune.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I learned something today. I didn't know that the accordion was such an agile instrument where you guys can play all of those technical passages, especially the great orchestral works. Here in the United States, the accordion is basically the polka or country American wrestling, bluegrass.
Mm.
So I had no idea that it could do all that you guys are doing with it. And it's just fantastic and out of sight. And the last question, how many hours a day do you guys practice?
It
It's,
depends
it
on the time,
depends.
how many time we have.
for me, it's not important how many hours, but you have to do this
High quality practice.
high quality practice.
So
and
not
all that.
quantity of practice,
Quality.
but
When
quality.
you have competition, we need to practice 6 hours, yeah? When you have a little bit free time, you can only practice 1 hour or 2
Yeah.
hours, yeah?
And one last thing, is there a system of fingerings? Most instruments have, even the keyboard, or piano has a system of
Yeah.
fingerings. Do you guys have a system of
Yeah,
fingerings?
of course we have a system. So, but what's the interesting about accordion? The first accordion was created in Vienna, almost 200 years ago, yeah, in Austria. And the first accordion was with button, like this one, yeah.
Mhm.
But after, accordions goes to the United States, and it was era of a jazz, and a lot of pianists would like to play this instrument, yeah, because they see.
Tango, right?
No, jazz. Not tango. Tango is bandoneon. That's another story. Yeah. They want to play some jazz music on this instrument, but they can't with button. So what they do? They make like piano keyboard. Yeah, and we have now 2 different accordions with piano and with buttons. And the system is very easy. It's a little complicated, but look at this. When I said it's C and F marked, yeah. C, 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 yeah, and look only on these 3 rows, because these 2 is the same. You see this?
Okay.
Yeah, and we play like what game is like this. Very easy, yeah? Yeah? We don't misuse this. We only use it when we like to make some comfortable moment, yeah? So we go in there. And black is black, white is white, the same like in the piano.
I'll keep in mind that the accordion is a lot like the guitar in the United States and Poland. There's so many of them and they are so wonderful in how they play them. The guitars here, they practice and their ability gets better and better and better. So you can tell the difference in the time that they practice to perform. So,
So I've noticed there's been a growing trend, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, of synthesizers with keyboard layouts very similar to that. I'm curious, have any of our accordion players, have you been tempted or explored some of those controllers or synthesizers that use a similar method?
So we have some digital accordions too from Roland. And yeah, we played only digital accordion, not the design. Yeah, that's interesting in digital accordion because there is a pillow, like in normal accordion. And it's a lot of effects you can make, yeah, some electronic things.
One year in a competition in Sicily, we had a group of Chinese accordionists. It was an orchestra, and they all had electronic accordions.
Yeah.
They were very light. And they kind of like
Yes.
little tiny ones, but they're all electric. You need to plug them in.
It's only 3 kilos, yeah?
Exactly.
And this accordion is 15 kilos. I don't know how many pounds is this.
Yeah, third question.
It's a heavy one because of the reeds, yeah.
Okay, so what is the history of accordions? Because this is actually my first time seeing an accordion.
Yeah, so the history is very interesting because it was beginning from Marco Polo, and he was inventing these reeds, yeah, with aluminum. And after this, we have a lot of instruments similar to accordion, a concertina. For example, in the South America, the small one, yeah.
Like
Or
in
harmonica,
movies, like
like
James
pirates.
Bond movies, that's a
Pirates,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like very popular in Argentina is bandoneon because of tango music, yeah. And bandoneon was created in Germany, but now to the Argentina, yeah. And then the official date of the creating accordion is 1858, yeah, in Vienna, maybe 1858 in Vienna, and yeah, and after the first was button accordion, only with 3 rows, yeah. Then the people created 2 rows more, and then what I said comes to United States and make the second accordion with piano keyboard, yeah. That's the history, but everything beginning recordings with Marco Polo and this Ritz. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to say, my father, he graduated for 12 years for recording in high school, and I know very well recording, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to ask her, what kind is it, assoluto or is musette, what kind of the sound?
So can you repeat again the question?
So the recording, what kind, is assoluto or musette?
Okay, yeah, it's,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Casotto, yeah,
Is
Casotto.
assoluto?
Yeah,
is this
we have to say what Casotto is,
Yeah.
because
So
this
yeah,
accordion
I know
comes from
what is
Italy,
assoluto.
and only in Italy is the factories,
Factories.
yeah. The two biggest factories, Pigini and Bulgarian 07, yeah. We have 3 Piginis and 1 07 here, yeah, from a small city in Italy. And the best accordion comes from there. And Casotto, how to say, it's a
like
box.
the wooden box.
It's wooden box
Inside.
inside and change the sound, yeah. For example,
is a box.
I play in the normal rates, yeah, without Casotto.
Oh, yeah.
And now I change my register because what of register we have. And now I play with Casotto.
The sound is like a pedal.
Or warmer, yeah.
High quality sound. It makes it.
It's not open, yeah.
It's like
Casotto
a
is
pedal,
a bit
like a jam.
darker, yeah.
Question, the cost, the average cost for an accordion.
There's a
Would you
demo.
like to know it? It's very expensive. It's $25,000, yeah.
And
Unfortunately, we don't know why, but it's only 2 or 3 factory, and this is the reason why it's so expensive.
so the 3 factories,
Yeah, pretty best.
I noticed that your upper body seems to be strong, it takes a lot of,
So
Yeah, it have to be. Yeah.
it's not of factories, but for the professional instruments like this we have today. It's only this small city in Castelfida.
Castelfida.
It's not homemade. Yeah.
I have a question. Is it easy to learn how to play the recording? Because like they have a lot of rules, like they have playing this on, we have to stretch.
I think the basics are pretty
It's
easy.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
You have SAS, yeah, you just click the button and open. It's not like in trompete, yeah, you have to learn too much to make a sound, yeah. You have already here. But
then
You
more
must have
difficult
practice.
inside.
I think if you want to play good in
Every instrument.
every instrument is hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard.
music, that you read, is it similar to what you would read on on an organ with the pedal, and how is the music played out? Does it have chords, the score?
No, we don't have pedal in our scores, but scores for accordion is a little bit different, yeah. But for example, we have this register, the same in organ, yeah, the same.
Or bellows changes.
Yeah. So accordion is the nephew of organ, yeah.
An accordion score tells you when to breathe.
In the original pieces for accordion, they are.
But we played today only some transcriptions, yeah, some
Yes.
riff, drums, what else, Vivaldi, and we had to
Do it
make yourself, yeah, ourselves to do.
So is your music notated in the treble and bass stuff, or just the treble stuff, or how's the music notated?
Yeah, we have both.
Both.
Both. But when you play from the orchestra scores like Vivaldi, you have to learn the other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I noticed when you were playing 16th notes, to articulate the 16th is with medals as opposed to you were playing a chord. You were, yeah.
Bellows.
Yeah, that's me. It's like tremolo in the violin, the same technique.
So it's
With the pillows, yeah.
Below is a little bit like
A bowl.
a ball, right? It's the same.
That's the same.
Change it and
But a little bit heavier.
and what is important, the dynamic depends from the below, like from the ball.
I think, did you have a question? No, you had your hand up. Is that it? Is everybody, I think this is.
How long have you been on the road? This is, where have you been, where are you going? Yeah.
They came in Thursday night at 1 o'clock in the morning. actually it's Friday morning when they got here.
They were in Korea first.
Yeah.
Europe,
They come from
You
Korea,
flew from Korea
from
here?
Korea to their home country, which is Italy and Poland, then to New York, then from New York to Arkansas, and then from there we went to Lake Village early Friday morning, came back Saturday, had home Saturday night. We were at Dr. Storygard's church on Sunday afternoon. We're here, and we'll go to Hot Springs tomorrow, and they leave on Friday going to Dallas, and we'll meet up in New York for Carnegie Hall.
Okay. So speaking of travel, so do you guys have an annual tour or?
Well, the winners from the previous year are the ones who perform this year.
Okay.
So the winners from this year will perform this year. And they go to different venues in Asia and in the United States.
Okay. And my last question, dynamic contrast. I noticed you guys was relying on crescendoing, decrescendoing. How do you achieve dynamic contrast on the recording?
By below.
But I mean by that, do you apply more pressure?
More pressure or less.
Okay.
Yeah.
More air or more pressure?
Exactly.
Pressure.
Start from the piano.
Pressure. Yeah.
Play. Oh. This.
Yeah.
Very and it just
No
makes
pressure.
a lot of registers and pressure. And I think the accordion is the only one instrument which can make crescendo in
One note.
like no in the whole chord like.
I'll show you something interesting because we talked about double
Like the whole
sides.
orchestra, right?
And because in piano we have only one key for C, but we have two keyboards, and it's a lot of tricks in accordion, like flash, like this one, right?
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's everything with pressure. I just push this button, more pressure, and it's out of being
It's more vibrations.
Okay, I know you're a medical doctor, and the rest of you full-time professional, are you full-time professional musicians?
Yes.
And that's what you do?
Yes, I'm teaching.
We are a student and teachers sometimes.
Luca is
Professor.
on the conservatory in
Italy. State Conservatory.
Concert master?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Anything else?
I have one more question.
Okay,
So
okay.
do you call the percussion or blues? Will you call the accordion percussion or blues?
No, it's not percussion.
It's
wind. It's wind. Everything with air is a wind system.
So you see the use of the percussion.
Yeah.
This is a kind
That's the second function of accordion.
Yeah.
I'm a medical doctor, but I've also done 8 albums. And I haven't made a lot of money on it, but I've done 8 albums a year, so it's about 25 years.
Wow.
It's like jazz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, so if you are able to, please feel free to join us in the lobby for some light snacks and some refreshments. And then afterwards, again, we will have